Look at me, out here, flying solo. I mean, I got all these moons, but they don't say much. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Triton. Anyway, Oberon told me he has some business to attend to. That's great. The theater calls and you must feed the beast. Oberon and Direcrow are where their hearts are right now, and you can't stand in the way of that. Besides, if I was there, I'd just be running around yelling, Macbeth! Every chance I got. Hey, good luck with Macbeth tonight. I'm sure it'll be better than Macbeth was. Hey, is this where they're showing Macbeth tonight? And considering that the Scottish play is not Midsummer Night's Dream, it'll be especially aggravating. So I had to think of something to talk to myself about, which I'm particularly adept at. Just find me on any major American highway and I'll be doing just that. For today, since my recording partner is indulging one of his true passions, I'll talk about one of mine. It's also very untimely as this video comes out on Tuesday, and WWE SummerSlam is airing tonight, and I wanted to do predictions. I also wanted to be watching the NXT TakeOver right now, but I am dying grass. I'll just have to plan this better next time. So without further ado, here's how I think WWE SummerSlam 2019 should have gone. Drew Gulak versus Oney Lorcan for the Cruiserweight title. The first match is undoubtedly on the pre-show, and I'm used to seeing Oney on NXT. What happened? I should really catch up on the Black and Yellow brand because I thought he was in a tag team with that other older guy who was exactly the same dude. If you haven't seen them, they literally differentiate between them by holding up one or two fingers. Oney is player 1 and Danny is player 2. In this match, I'm going with Drew. Oney is great, but like I said, all I know is that he's got a great mid-card tag team going. Full Sail likes them, but then again, Full Sail likes everyone. And no one watches 205 Live anyway, so I don't really see them making any waves here. If Oney wins, I'll just find out the state of NXT without having to watch it. One interesting thing they could do is have Oney be champion on 2 shows. Oh, he told me to go to hell! He told me to go to hell! That might just get people to tune in, just to see how this guy's doing. That would require Oney and Burch to win the NXT Tag Team titles, though, which would be somewhat of a rigmarole. Next, we have Finn Balor versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I'm excited to see this match, but for some reason it always works out for these two guys, where they have a great match on paper, but then there's no stakes, or the heat is just sucked out of the whole thing. In this case, since both of them are in the match, the chances for this happening are squared. Luckily, not both of them got the short end of the stick this time around, as Finn is going out on planned leave. Good for him. This obviously means the Fiend is going over and bringing all his cute little puppets with him. This is what should happen when you introduce a new badass, but this match was booked for the convenience. Feels a little like a non-starter. I would have booked this as 2 very quick matches instead. Someone who needs a push, Lars Sullivan just as an example, could injure Finn, ride him off TV and do it very quickly. The Fiend could do this to someone else with a little sway. Elias would be a good choice. This would also support the KO versus Shano match later by taking away some of Shane's support. 1 or 2 Raws later, Elias could drift into the Funhouse to get his heat back, only to find a new set of horrors and maybe get sucked into the Muscle Man dance or something. AJ versus Ricochet for the United States title. Oh man, this will be match of the night. A few have the potential to steal that accolade, but they'll have to outwork 2 men whose feet spend less time on the canvas than they do in the air. I really think AJ Styles should retain. He's got the years, the experience, and the backup on his side. This would be a good opportunity to start a new tag feud, though. It doesn't have to be a serious one. In fact, it shouldn't be, so the OC gets to be cruel to someone. Imagine this, the Lucha House Party could try to help, but then they get eaten alive by Luke and Carl on the outside while AJ and Ricochet finish business on the inside of the ring. You know, if they give the Magic Killer to Kalisto, their noses would almost be touching. Whatever happens, expect it to be a whole ordeal. Better turn that off. So that was a fortunate misclick there. That would have been awful. Oh, okay. The Good Brothers will need to interfere and get the match thrown out. That's kind of what needs to happen for the OC to develop real heel heat. This is expired, sir. They need to break the rules. They need to deny the fans the end of a great match. They have to play the spoilers, and they have to protect the title for their teammate, their stablemate, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Fourth match on the card, we have Dolph Ziggler, who made the mistake of attacking one of the most dominant legends in the business, Bill Goldberg. This was a little bit of bait and switch, as we kind of thought this might have been a Dolph versus Shawn Michaels kind of match, or maybe a Dolph versus Miz, and it turned out to be let's you and him fight, and Dolph get out of here, talked himself into a match to fight Goldberg. I fully 100% expect Dolph Ziggler to win the match. Oh, he's Ivar. Hear me out. The Miz did it to him without realizing it on an episode of SmackDown Live, I believe. Well, he realized it immediately. I saw it on his face. He's not you. Could be him. What the fuck ever. Damn. No! That wasn't... Okay, you know... Okay. He was introducing Goldberg for an episode of Miz TV when he said, but he might not have many left, or something to that effect. He basically said out loud, into a live mic, that Bill Goldberg was on the way out simply as a function of his age. He was really intending for that to sound like a good thing, but his face froze. He knew it immediately. Woo! Okay. He knew it immediately that he called Bill Goldberg an old man whose days were numbered into a live mic. He soldiered on because he's one of the best in the business on the microphone. But I fully expect Dolph to hit Goldberg with a chair before the bell, or just let him twat his head against the locker too hard again and take care of a stumbling old man. Well, that just happened. No, seriously, the last 2 or 3 times I saw it, you could see blood running down Goldberg's forehead because he concussed the shit out of himself. What this would set up, however, is Goldberg's retirement match against The Miz, which would be awesome. Fifth match on the card is Kevin Owens versus Shane O'Mac, not in an I Quit match. Why is this not an I Quit match? Just saying. It's not an I Quit match. If KO loses his job, it should be because he's in an I Quit match. You should make the other person quit. They missed an opportunity, and this is moot because it just won't happen. But because this is halfway down the card and Shane is mental, they'll destroy the ringside area. I'm getting kind of sick of this when, way too early in the night, Shane smashes through the announce table. They didn't even change it up anymore. What I really want for them to do is wander all the way up toward the foreign announce teams and plant each other right in front of Obad Kadwani. Oh, fuck. I gotta... There we go. Got it. That guy is my dude. I love seeing the foreign announce teams. I actually get excited now when they start introducing them. I always wonder what Funaki is looking at right before the camera settles on him. I always wonder if the Chinese team is going to get to finish their thought. Is Jacques Rougeau going to yell Botchamania again? Anyway, expect Kevin Owens to continue his upward trajectory here. If Shane remembers how to sell a stunner, this will be a great match. Thanks, lady. Alright, here. Sixth, we have Bayley versus Ember for the SmackDown Women's title. Ugh. Now, this match has kind of been sitting on the back burner for me. I saw its kind of slow build. I saw these two start to get in each other's faces, even though it was still a nice thing to do for Bayley to offer this title match. And this is continuing that patina of heel that she's taken on when she last faced Alexa and Nikki for her title in her previous feud. Ember is a great opponent. Get out of here. for her part, and she absolutely deserves the rub, so I have nothing really bad to say about this match. Even its position on the card seems great. Yeah, thanks, lady. Sitting right in the middle of the pay-per-view, this gives us a great opportunity to settle into the show and have the rest of the night to absorb Bayley's heel turn. I really want to see a heel Bayley start calling out people in the locker room for talking about her treatment of Ember Moon and really getting in their faces. One thing I want to say about this match, though, is that it's indicative of WWE's tendency to run the same match on both shows. Both this match and the Raw Women's title match are two faces being mean to each other for reasons. Those reasons are the Raw and SmackDown Women's titles, so sure. But it does seem to happen a lot where you can point to matches or feuds on both shows and they seem to be almost identical. Next, we have Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair. This, as we know, will be Trish's last dance. Charlotte will pin her clean after a short match. I know Trish was never leaping around the ring like a cruiserweight, but she was a good wrestler. Charlotte is great at what she does, so I expect they'll get through a competently wrestled match together. I really want to see something like the Stratusfaction Bulldog being reversed into a natural selection. Think about that for a second. Oh yeah. While that may not happen in the match, it's happening in my heart. Trish will tap to the figure 8, and that'll be that. I wonder if I just let that guy in. Can I just let that guy in? The next match, we have Kofi Kingston defending his WWE Championship against the 13-time champion, Randy Orton. I love Kofi, right? He's the best. But until now, he's never, for me, truly felt like a superstar. Almost by contrast to Randy Orton, you can see that he's not. But he's rising to the occasion. This match will be amazing. Orton doesn't really have bad matches, and the same goes for Kofi. This is one of the best opportunities on the card for me because I'm not really expecting to see anything in particular. I'm a blank slate. Because I know that no matter what they do, it'll have me glued to my screen the whole time, especially at the end when Kofi retains over the Viper. This matchup came out of nowhere, really, and Orton doesn't need the win here. He has everything to gain from this match just by being on television, and Kofi has everything to gain by defending it. Come on, get in here. Besides, we still need more time for my fantasy booking to occur, where the New Day and the OC start comparing titles. Next to last match on SummerSlam is Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion, versus Natalya. I have my fingers crossed for this one. This is a submission match, pitting the Disarm Her against the Sharpshooter with the title on the line. Now, I expect Becky to win because she's the best thing going in the company today. What I'm worried about is the submission match. Natalya will, through no fault of her own, but mark my words, she will tap too quickly. It happens every time now. Every time someone slaps on a hold to win the match, the loser taps almost before the move is laid in all the way. Please, 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 ladies. For the memory of Harley Race, please treat it like you can fight out of it. Reach for those ropes, brush them with your fingertips. Pull out lots of weird holds that you haven't got a chance to do for a while. Just, please, make sure it's got a little tension. Finally tonight, the 10th match on the card, Brock Lesnar, your reigning, defending, undisputed heavyweight universal champion, Brock Lesnar, defends against the Beast Slayer, Seth Rollins. I don't think I've picked anyone to win a title tonight. And you know what? I'm not going to stop here, as Brock Lesnar will retain the Universal title against Seth Rollins. Can I say it? Can I please just say it? I'm tired of Seth Rollins. Very, very soon, he's going to get some X-Pac heat. That's some bullshit. Go away heat. Roman Reigns heat. Right about when he told the Street Profits to, quote, put some stank on it, is when I fully checked out of the Beast Slayer Hotel. He's not the hero that we need or deserve. Someone else will be booked to unseat the Beast. He'll have to chew up and spat out a few more contenders after he puts away the Kingslayer at SummerSlam. But somewhere down the road, we have a former Universal Champion waiting in the wings to dethrone the mayor of Suplex City. My only fear is that Vince will get it wrong once again and pick Roman Reigns instead of Kevin Owens or Finn Balor. So, SummerSlam is now in the books, and my cinematic universe goes sailing away into the ether. I'm eager to see how many dreams VKM has crushed by the time this airs, and I look forward to a whole new round of things to complain about. No? Let's see if I get a citation. No, purpose of your trip. Okay. No, it's not that date anymore. Tell your son to get you a bit. Oh, fuck off. We welcome you with the right documents. If you've liked what you heard, please do all those YouTube things that you do to get updates on our next videos. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search the name of the show, and I'll see you next time on Oberon and Neptune Beat Up the Planet.
The wind howled at the washboard, sleeping underneath the moon. Our plan was hatched in a briar patch where lovers shook and swooned. Their lips stained with violet, their tongues tied into knots. To the loamy beds, their secrets, baby, we found.